Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I got the cis woman that's on fire right now in Ballroom. Women's Face, Purp West. I love you ever since I first started seeing you out walking and stuff like that. You always like, you do the damn thing.
Thank you.
You can tell you really appreciate battling. Like you had that competitive spirit.
Yes.
Like I was telling you, I love talking to the women in Ballroom because like y'all intrigue me. Basically, like just how y'all got introduced, how y'all got started, like how where did you come from? So first tell me where you from and how you got introduced to Ballroom.
So I'm from the Bronx,
Yeah.
born and raised in the Bronx. I got introduced to ballroom from my godfather and my mom. My godfather is gay, so he would come to our house and he would always like bring a DVD or something dealing with ballroom, and he would have me watch it. The first thing though, my mom had me watch was Paris is Burning, of course. That's like
Right.
a classic. You have to watch that. And then there was this DVD out called How Do I Look? And I remember watching that, and I was like, I want to go to a ball. And my mom at the time used to tell me like I was too young. So she was like, when you turn 16, I'm going to take you to your first ball. And her and my godfather took me to my first ball, which was latex.
Is he still around?
My godfather? Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's what's up. Is he involved in Ballroom scene or just a
No,
spectator?
he was like my mom, just a spectator. You know, he knew a lot of the girls, but he never wanted to
Right.
compete or anything like
Ain't
that.
nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah, like he ain't.
That's dope. What does he think about you now being in Ballroom and you killing it and stuff?
Oh, he loves it.
That's crazy.
He's kind of the reason why I'm a West.
Oh really?
Yeah, when I had left Milan, I was kind of done with ballroom. I was like, yeah, this is not for me. I didn't sign up for all of the extraness. I just wanted to compete.
What
Like,
was the extraness?
I just felt like I try not to be too much in drama or like the back and forth and things of that nature because I just know how I am. So I just felt like when it was becoming a negative space for me, I had to, let go. But he
So
would call me every day and be like, I want you to be a West. I want you to be a West. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. But when I saw them, when they introduced Asia as overall mother,
you was like, yep.
I was like, okay, I see what you're talking about now. I'm gonna start to beg, and beg I did.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely do think she like kind of elevated the look for that house. So Milan was your first house?
Yeah, Milan was my first house.
What got you into that house?
So it was so funny because I actually was at the NYC Awards Ball.
Mm-hmm.
This was the last ball they had before, COVID hit. And we got there really late. And so I had missed a lot of the categories.
Right.
But when we got there, I was just doing my thing, just standing around, watching what I could watch from that angle. Because I believe that year, the NYC Awards Ball is where they do latex at. I think that year it was there. So we was like kind of like on the side on the back, and Ozone Milan just randomly came up to me. He was like, "Oh my God, you are so beautiful," and I was like, "Thank you so much." And he was just like, "Are you in a house?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "Well, do you want to be?" And I was like, "Okay." And then he told me that Milan was having an intake meeting, and I knew about the House of Milan from the things that I've watched.
Right.
So I knew that was a fab house, and I was like, "Oh yes, like let's do it."
Yeah. So what was the back and forth about? Like, what was?
I know they was trying to get me into the leadership role and position, and I felt like maybe they wasn't ready yet for a young person to lead because that house really did have a lot of older people in it that I felt like was still stuck in where maybe they feel they feel ballroom is at versus where it's going and how we have to move forward and things like that. So
yeah.
it was just a lot of differences. It wasn't like nothing like crazy, but it was just a lot of differences. And I just knew that it was time to go.
And that is funny because like when you think about it, I guess West and Milan will kind of be like different separate like polar opposites because West is more like West is a more younger house, I think.
Yeah.
And Milan, you said, is like a lot of older people. So that's dope. What Well, not dope, but you know, I
I know what
understand
you
that. Right? So you after that you seen Asia come out, then you got inspired to be a West. So what initially was the first difference that you seen in West from Milan?
The support.
Um,
The support that house has for me goes crazy.
okay.
I mean, just like, you know, with me preparing for one of the biggest balls I'm about to walk, they're hands on deck. They're making sure I have everything I need to feel whatever I'm supposed to feel on that day.
Right.
And those are the things that I appreciate the most, because that's the, you know, just showing what they wanted, which was family.
Right.
You know, of course, family's going to fight. We're going to argue. We're not going to always get along. But when it comes to a ball, they don't play about me.
Right. Yeah, I definitely do notice that. Like they are supportive.
Yeah, it's very.
Yeah.
It's definitely a natural feeling. Like it's nothing fake or weird or anything like that. Like everybody so far has been very authentic, and I appreciate that.
So, and that's another thing that kind of like was weird to me because I thought that a lot of the women didn't really switch houses like that. I also didn't think that a lot of the women didn't have like drama within themselves.
Oh yeah, it gets catty with us sometimes, you know.
I never seen that. I guess I always just see like the femme queens, the butch queens, everybody like that just getting into it, arguing on Facebook. I never really see the women getting into it.
Yeah, that's one thing I do appreciate. Like it's never
public.
Yeah, and I don't think it should be public.
Right.
Because one thing about me, like I'm not you can't get clout off of me. It's just not happening.
Right. Yeah.
So whatever, you know, it's like whatever you feel about me, you can feel that, but it's never going to touch the internet because it's just and also for me, I've outgrown that stage. Like now, if we was back when I was 18, oh yeah, I would have had a lot of posters coming y'all way. Yeah. But now that I'm 28, it's just certain things I can't put my.
Oh, you 28?
Yeah, I can't put my energy into.
I thought you was like 24, 25.
I wish. I'm 28, child.
I just thought you had that older spirit because you were a school teacher.
No.
Most school teachers, they, you know, what's funny too. Most of the women in Ballroom that I have interviewed, and I've interviewed a few of them now, more than a few. A lot of y'all are very passionate about teaching.
Yeah.
Why do you think that connection is?
I've always loved working with kids since I was little. I started working with kids when I was 13. So I knew from a very young age, like this was my calling, like this was what I'm here for. I think with teaching, it just gives me purpose because I know I can't reach everybody, but if I at least reach 5 kids in the classroom, I did my job.
Right. Yeah, that definitely.
And then also, you know, my kids, they're very supportive. They're very loving. You know, they know about me walking balls and stuff like that. I show them my clips.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they ask me. They be like, Miss Najee, let me see your clips. Let me see how you look this weekend. Like, they're very into it as well. Right. I definitely see a lot of my students, you know, me bringing them in one day for face or, you know,
right,
something.
That's cute. So that's interesting. Have you ever, because your mom is real supportive. Not even only supportive, but she exposed you to
to the culture.
And yeah, like brought you to it to a certain degree. Have you ever received like backlash from being a part of the culture? I know like a lot of straight men, particularly like black men, are very like homophobic. So have you ever received
well, you know, with me being single, it's like I don't really share that part of my life with people just because, like what you said. And also sometimes, like, they just don't get it. Like, they're just so slow.
They'll be like, you walk what?
Like, what is that?
Where
like,
you walk to?
and then I try to tell them, like, you know, watch Pose, because I feel like Pose do kind of give an insight on what ballroom culture is, even though they were showing basically 90s and stuff like that.
But they don't want to see that shit.
Right. Like, they're still not going to understand. So I just be like, listen, I do competitions. I call it an adult pageant just so they can get a mindset on what it is, even though it's not an adult pageant. But they just, I don't know. Yeah.
That's crazy. So why you think that you are single? By choice?
Yeah, it's definitely by choice. I've always been in a relationship. Like, I've never been without somebody. Like, I've always been okay, it's over. We're gonna re-up. We're gonna do it again. But I feel like now that I'm soon approaching 30, like I can't get this wrong. Like it has to be right. The person has to be right for my soul, my spirit, my energy, everything. So
yeah, when I turned 25, I slowed down as well, like to where even if I really really like somebody, I still have to like go slow because I keep saying like you just keep getting scars and scars. Pretty soon you're just gonna be marked up. Like you just gonna be covered in scars. So at least like save those scars for somebody who's gonna be actually worth it. You know.
Right.
You want some fab Ballroom exclusive content on the Ballroom scene? Download Ballroom Culture TV app right now.
So that's dope. Like I said, you got a very supportive mom, everything like that. I've seen you win like multiple grand prizes and stuff like that in Ballroom. What is next for you as far as like what you want to accomplish? And on the floor or off?
Well, on the floor, I'm definitely ready for the big cash prizes. It's like, okay, the win's been cute, but it's time for 5K, it's time for 10K, it's time for $1,000. Like you
ain't won 1,000 yet?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I have not done everything that I want to do, but it does make me feel good when people do see the work that I am doing or have done and acknowledge it. Right. Because there's girls that's coming on the scene now, and I'm just like, how she get 1,000 before me? Like how she get 1,500 before me, and I've been doing it and going hard. So I'm definitely just ready for my turn. That's how I look at it. Because one thing about me, I don't compare myself to nobody because I know I'm in a different lane than everybody. But it is time for me to get those big wins because I know I can do it.
And off the floor?
Off the floor, I'm just ready to graduate and just start like really going in on my career.
What is your major?
My major is English education.
Oh, so you going to school to be a teacher?
Yes, I felt like that was the right option to make.
I told Mario that, like Mario Balenciaga, the Midwest Father, he a doctor.
Oh, nice.
And I told him like, you went to school all them years to work in a school, so that's why I say like people that teach, you really have to have a passion for that.
Yeah,
like you really
because kids take you there. They do. They I've had some situations, so I definitely say it's something that you do got to be passionate about. And I think that's probably why I went back to the younger kids versus middle school and high school because their mouth is just
too
different.
The younger kids, you got to have a certain level of patience.
Yes, you have to have the patience. But see, my students, they know how I give it up, so they don't do too much.
Right.
I still have a few that I gotta be like, girl.
That is true. Because if you let kids get away with stuff, they will do it. Because I remember when I was a kid, like parent teacher conference, we had to talk to all our teachers, and it'd be like one teacher that'd be like, he one of my worst students, like he always causes trouble. But then the other teachers would be like, oh, he one of the best kids. Like you know what I mean? It just depends on that energy of that teacher. And what they
all my students love me. I don't have nobody that.
And you gotta also be you gotta know how to lead. You gotta know how to like put your foot down when necessary, or you'll get ran over. Like kids not stupid.
Yeah, first day of school, always set my expectations. Always let them know who I am, how I give it up in my classroom and let them know off rip. If you think you about to do it, try again.
Right. So a lot of people know that teachers are notorious for not being paid well.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? And I mean, yeah, how do you feel about that? Like, I guess what steps would you make to not make that a reality for you?
Well, the blessing with me is I do have 2 jobs.
So
in the morning, I work with the DOE, and I am a para for the time being, and until I get my degree and stuff.
mm-hmm.
And I work with special needs students.
Right.
That's a challenge within itself because they're special needs.
Patience.
But in the afternoons, I switch, and then I go to elementary, and I'm a dance specialist and also a facilitator for an after-school program called Children's Aid. So, I definitely would say having 2 jobs, it helps with me, especially with Ballroom, definitely helps.
Right, and you walk balls on the weekend, like damn.
It helps.
That's why you ain't got no plan.
Yeah, I tell people I'm very busy. I don't have no time, but I like it like that right now.
Yeah. So your mind straight and no distractions.
Yep. And right now, no distractions.
That's dope. So, who are some of your inspirations in faith? Like who inspires you? It don't even have to be when you initially saw it. It can even be people of today. Mm-hmm. Like who do you see it that make you know it?
I definitely love Courtney Balenciaga. She was like one of my favorites. Like I used to always be in my house watching her clips. Definitely Shannon Balenciaga as well, the overall mother. Okay. I just love her. Like she's very sweet. When I met her, I was a fan. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, oh my God, I love you. But now that I am in Ballroom, it just makes it feel like more better when I did get to meet everybody that I used to watch on clips, or even when I used to go to the balls with my mother and my godfather, just watching them do their thing.
Damn. Yeah, that's dope. I really appreciate that you came from a family that was like accepted. Did you have any like siblings?
I do have a little brother.
Okay.
His name is Nicholas.
How old is he?
He is 17.
Okay. That's dope. I've always noticed like a lot of my friends growing up have always been like disrespectful towards women. You can even have like blatant disrespect and kind of like indirect disrespect, just as far as like them referring to females as like the fish, or the cunt, or words that like no woman is really gonna want to ever be called or referred to as. But it's just a part of gay culture.
Right.
Unfortunately, how do you feel about those terms? Does it ever get to you? And
no, because I'll be using them too.
Oh, well, okay.
Definitely, especially if like I don't like you. Definitely be using them.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't bother me, because like you said, it's the culture. It's what comes with it, and also like when somebody's being disrespectful, and when somebody's playing. So I just feel like as long as you're playing and you're not taking it in a disrespectful manner, be fine.
Yeah. Okay. And like different women have different views on that, so I was just wondering yours. But being that you're young, like I could see why it wouldn't be it's more about the tone.
Yeah, with me it's always about tone,
the intent, like you know what I'm saying. So it's almost like
it's just the same like using the N-word,
the N-word,
right?
Right. Yeah, so I definitely do understand that. So as far as you already told me who your inspirations are. Who would you like to see on the floor? Who do you want to battle?
I want to battle the GOATs again.
Oh.
My first ball was Pat McGrath's. She had something for Fashion Week. And when I was in Milan, Darrell at the time, who was in Milan with me, he hit me up and he was like, hey, I got invited to this ball. You want to walk? I know you haven't debuted yet. He was like, you might want to do it here. So I was like, all right, like, let's do it. What I got to do? Right. So I had to, I'm trying to remember. I think I had to come like something Pat McGrath did. I can't really remember, but I had to bring a picture. I do remember that. And me and Lola had the exact same concept with the makeup and stuff like that. So my first ball, it was Shannon, Lola, and Lena. And I was terrified as hell because I'm like, oh my God, like y'all doing this to me already? Like I just got started. But yeah, I'm gonna need all three of them again.
Okay.
But like separate.
Is it clips of that?
I don't know. I've never seen the clips.
That's horrible.
Because like I said, it was, I don't know if Ballroom Throwbacks was there at the time. I have to be completely honest. But it was definitely some heavy hitters that night in the building, like celebrity wise, like it was fire.
Yeah, that's dope.
But I got my 10, so that was cute.
Right. So I can understand that, and then I'm glad that you got like your eyes set on like beating the best.
Yeah, I need the GOATs.
Yeah,
because it's like, you know, I've had my time with the women, and I've had my time with the femme queens and even the butch queens, but I feel like those moments is gonna be the ones that like, yes. Like okay. Even if I don't, like even if I wasn't to win, like I would still feel accomplished because it's like even when I battled Shanice, like I was like, oh shit, here we go, but I was ready,
right?
And I felt accomplished even being able to get 3. I think it was 6 people there. I can't really remember, but even getting those 3 votes, I still felt like I did something because, you know, when you do battle a GOAT, it's like it's gonna get Shanice.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I felt.
Yeah.
But when I saw people was voting for me too, I was like, okay.
Yeah, you are like very. I think I told you very, very beautiful. Like,
thank you.
For real. You do makeup too?
Yeah, I did this.
Do you do do professional makeup for people?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, yeah, I was saying you don't. You definitely should. I think you should also do a YouTube channel.
I have one. I just haven't. Yeah, but I'm not. I haven't. I haven't done a video in years.
Get on there because you will probably blow up on there.
Yeah, everybody tells me that. I'm gonna go back to it, but it's just a lot of time consuming, and right now I feel like I don't got no time.
You just have to manage it because you have to think about it. You just did your face. You could have filmed that while you was doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sorry. I have a couple of videos on my YouTube channel of me doing my makeup. I had an eyebrow tutorial. I had a couple of stuff.
That's dope. Yeah. I really fuck with that. I think you should really, pursue that as well. That's a nice little, a decent side hustle,
It sure is. Okay.
Because I be asking sometimes people like how much they be paying for their makeup. I'm like, damn, y'all be paying like. Shit.
Oh no, I'm very affordable. I try to work with my girls. I don't do the 150. Of course, right. Your price is your price, but I always like in my mind, I'm gonna give people a price that I want to pay.
Right.
Because you just never know people's situation, and I never want to be money hungry when I know if I really need the coin, I could go tip out to a ball, and chances are I'm gonna take that coin.
Right. So. Well, I understand that, and then that makes sense too. Yeah, I think I definitely see that. Definitely raise them over time. Or if somebody from the community, you might give them a little discount, a little lookout or whatever.
Yeah, like my house kids, if they ever need my makeup done, my makeup done, their makeup done, I always just do it for free because I just feel like as me being a mother now, like those are the things you're supposed to do. Like I would never charge unless like I needed it or something. But even then, I still wouldn't charge.
Yeah, that's dope. So I appreciate you for coming through. Like I said, it really means a lot to me to get women on this channel and, just hear y'all experiences and hear, what inspires y'all, what influences y'all. I really like seeing y'all out there because I think it takes balls to like come into a space that was not made or created for you and still make your own lane and still do your thing and to not only just your own lane, but also be accepted as a part of the community.
Yeah.
Even if you don't check none of the boxes of the people the community is supposed to be for. So I've always said like I think a lot of more Black women should come to Ballroom. Obviously, not yourself, but I feel like a lot of Black women in large cities are, not everybody, but a lot of them are raised to not be confident, to not love themselves sometimes. And that's not just women, that's men too, Black people in general.
Yeah.
Like you literally have some people that go out and hunt each other all day.
Okay.
So just, I love to see Black women in ballroom because they get to come out and be authentically themselves and do whatever they want to do, and not be judged about not being ladylike or not being whatever the world tells you got to be.
Right.
So, yeah, I really appreciate that. My last question is, I ask everybody this, to describe yourself in 5 words or less.
5 words. Okay. Strong, confident, funny, loving, and loyal.
That's what's up. Ladies and gentlemen, wait, first tell them where they can find you at, where they can book you at, or, just reach out to
so
you.
my IG for my makeup page is called Painted Dolls with a Z by Purp, and then my regular page is Purp West.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, reach out to her, support her, watch out for her. I definitely do think just seeing your consistency, seeing, your love for the game, I definitely do think that you'll be in that line of the greats. You know what I'm saying? If people already don't put you in that category already.
Right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it's Purp West.
Period.